Hi, my name is Langstaff, and this is my final presentation for my project called Computer Science Education, a Curriculum Built for All. The background purpose of my project, given the increasing gap between computer science jobs and computer science graduates, as well as the increasing diversity gap in computer science, the need for standardized curriculum across K through 12 to introduce all students to computing prior to high school graduation is clear. From the extensive 2-year research that was done by Google and Gallup back in 2015 and 2016, the second most reported barrier from educators to computer science education across the nation is the simple fact that it isn't a graduation requirement, so schools must focus their resources on subjects that are graduation requirements. From that background, I've designed a proposal for a computer science graduation requirement that is meant to be for all students, on 2 different levels to ensure that no student has a problem completing the graduation requirement. The intent is that all students are introduced to computing in some form prior to the end of their K-12 career. No matter their career path, they should understand the basics of living in a digital age, and the impacts of computing in the world today, and what that could mean for the future. My final deliverables consist of 5 curriculums: a basic level course 1, basic level course 2, intermediate level course 1, intermediate level course 2, and an advanced level course 1. 5 different assessments to supplement all of those curriculums, study guides for each of those assessments, a choose your curriculum brochure, and my final paper. An overview of the curricula is listed here. As you can see under the basic level, the 2 courses and their topics. Course 1 starts with the basics on variables, algorithms, debugging, terminology, data, an introduction to the web, cybersecurity, and computing in the world. Course 2 follows with a continuation on algorithms, program development, networks, computing devices, data collection and storage, cybersecurity, and again, the impacts of computing in the world. If you choose the intermediate level, again you have 2 courses. Course 1 still starts with algorithms, debugging. You still learn basic terminology, code modularity, sharing data, an introduction to the web, code design, cybersecurity, physical computing, and computing ethics. Then Course 2 continues with cybersecurity, data, computer science and math, digital literacy, careers in computer science, and computing science ethics. If continued with the advanced level, there's only 1 course so far designed for the advanced level, but it goes over object-oriented programming, program implementation, programming constructs, debugging, and data structures, all primarily in Java to better prepare students for the AP exams. Next steps. The key next steps for this project would be to continue to monitor these internet resources that I've provided to supplement all of the curriculum material to capture any web address changes or changes in the learning materials. The creation of different versions of test questions for the 5 assessments would also be a priority. Surveying computer science educators and experts in the field to get their opinion on the curriculum and assessments would also be key and I believe very beneficial. After initially administering these assessments, either to students or to a test group, the scores would need to be tracked and monitored and the curriculum corrected justly, as well as the assessments to ensure that the graduation requirement was on the same level of difficulty as other graduation requirements. And also to gain feedback from the teachers on the ease of the use of the resources provided and to use their feedback to make the curriculum as useful as it can be. Finally, in conclusion, this curriculum proposal may not encompass all of the computer science principles that students should be taught, but it aims to enforce the idea that computer science education is a vital part of K-12 education in this age. Technology, research, and unfilled jobs aren't the only things that will suffer if computer science education isn't extended out to all students. What will inevitably suffer the most is the students who live in a digital age that they don't understand. As more and more personal information, such as healthcare records, goes digital, it's important that the individual understands what's happening to their information, who has access to it, how much do they have access to, and who can they share it with. As more and more proposed laws show up on voters' ballots asking for the legalization of different technologies, it's important that these future taxpayers understand what those laws mean and what they could mean in the future to the communities. This curriculum aims to create a foundation for all students to be introduced to the science of computing, not only for the purpose of opening their eyes to career opportunities in the field, but also so that no matter what career they decide to pursue, that they understand the basics and can effectively function in a digital age.